So I am here at Mel Wells book launch with the gorgeous Amanda Byram. Thank you so much for being here. Are you having a good evening?
I'm having a wonderful evening. It feels like a real sisterhood here tonight. There are a few men dotted around, but it just feels like everybody's here for the same reason, obviously to support Mel. But the fact that most of us have been through the same kind of issues, and it's really eye-opening, and it's really empowering to be here to feel that actually, you know what? It's almost like we're standing up and saying, screw you social media, screw you magazines, screw you all of you people who for years have said this is what you should look like, this is the perception, you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days, and then we feel like that unattainable image is something that we need to strive for, and it's just not, and I applaud Mel for putting that message out. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it, and I love the fact with her message it's not just about the food.
Exactly.
It's about so much more than that. It's about the mental side of it.
Absolutely. But I've always said that it's not just about physical health, it's more important that you have mental health, because you can't have one without the other. And mental health, like I say, it comes before anything else, because if you don't have that love of yourself, if you don't have the understanding of what your body can do, and trust me, it can do an awful lot more than we think it can do, then we're on a road to nowhere. And it's just, it's a spiral, and it's a vicious circle that we keep on getting into, all these new fatty diets, all these things that are just screwing up our metabolism, and not anywhere along the way are we saying, you know what, I'm actually good enough. It's all good. I'm fine.
That's the biggest thing. It's about feeling good enough. And I feel like diets just make us feel like we're never enough, and that we're constantly feeling negative.
Exactly.
Everything around a diet is negative. There's
Absolutely.
nothing positive about it.
Well, anything restrictive is a negativity. And I think it's all about balance. It's all about balance with everything in your life, albeit food, albeit exercise, caffeine, sex, whatever it is, everything is about balance, because you can have too much of a good thing. So the most difficult thing is just having that balance,
And I think for you, working in the health and fitness industry, it must be interesting for you, not only who you work with, but also being a presenter and working with people in the public eye. You must see it so much.
Oh, I see it so much, and I lived in Los Angeles for 7 years, so for me I saw the absolute total utter extreme, the other side, where all people really cared about at all was their appearance. Yes, in television you have to look a certain way to be on screen, and that's had its ups and downs for me, and I've seen a lot of my colleagues go through the same thing. And then moving into the health and fitness industry, still being in TV has been really helpful for me, because it's opened my eyes to the kind of things that Mel is talking about, because again, it's all about mental health, and it's all about coming at it from the right perspective. So yeah, it's been an interesting road for me too.
So you think if more people took on Mel's message of getting rid of diets, living with love, looking after ourselves, loving ourselves, spending time on ourselves, do you think the world would be a very different place for women?
It would be such a different place, and I've been shouting about it from the rooftops for such a long time, and the response is always so positive, and I think that women just need to hear it from someone else, especially someone that's been through it. I mean, I had major food issues when I was growing up, and I was a model a very long time ago, and so it was always about the aesthetic. It was always about what you looked like, and never ever thinking about the health or the mental side of it. So yeah, of course, I mean, like she said, if she'd had something like her book when she was in that predicament, then maybe things wouldn't quite have been so bad, but out of every bad situation comes something good, and that's the book.
Yeah, and I think sometimes showing that vulnerability helps people.
Well, I think it's also the honesty. It's the honesty, because, and I found that from my perspective, doing what I do and being in the public eye, people assume that you have this perfect life. And when they hear that, oh wait, you don't quite have the perfect life because you've been through this and you've been through that and you've had your ups and downs, I think then that honesty takes you to the next level.
I think with social media as well, people perceive that you're living a perfect life.
Of course they do.
And that everything's great for you
because
and easy for you, but they don't understand also what's going on in the background.
And I liken social media sometimes to life, in that it has all the filters, and sometimes your life has all these filters that aren't necessarily a good depiction of the original. And so, I think we have ourselves to blame in that sense, because, social media is very much a case of look at me, look at my life, look what I'm doing. Even if I'm not really doing it, I'm going to pretend to do it. And it just perpetuates negativity, because then people are looking at that going, well, my life isn't quite good enough, so maybe I'm the one to blame and I need to be better. And it's achieving these unachievable goals.
Yeah, and I think eating disorders, food issues, with the way social media is going, is only going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse.
So this sort of message is even more important.
It's so helpful. It's so helpful and it's so healthy.
Yeah, and with what Mel was saying, she loves to talk about being a goddess. What do you do that makes you feel like a goddess?
Oh, gosh. Well, I train really hard because I really enjoy it. And I don't train to be skinny, I train to be strong. I'm very athletic, I have big muscles, and there was a day when that would have been a negative thing for me. I just wanted to be skinny when I was a model and I was growing up, and that's all that mattered. So what makes me a goddess is my athleticism and my strength, and that I can be a strong, powerful woman, and that my body can achieve whatever I want it to achieve.
Yeah, I think that in itself is a really good message, is that we can achieve whatever we want to achieve.
Exactly.
If we put our minds to it.
Absolutely.
And I think being a strong woman is one of the best things.
All right, to
All
that.
right. I like that. But it's been so lovely to meet you.
You too.
I really
Thank
hope
you
you
very
enjoy the
much.
rest of the evening.
Thank you. I will.
And we look forward to hearing what you think of the book.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.